Hello, beer fans. This is my second review. Last one was MGD, and this time I'm going to go with Miller Genuine Draft 64. At the time of its release, MGD 64 was the largest beer on the market. It has since been passed or undercut, would probably be a better word, by Budweiser Select 55. Now, again, initially, one of the fascinating reasons I decided to do this and video record this review was I think this head is frankly amazing to look at, to watch it kind of decompose here. I mean, I imagine Miller had to do a lot of work, as Budweiser did, to figure out where to get 64 calories in a 12-ounce beer. I mean, beer is not supposed to be... Light beer is impressive enough if you think about it, but getting a beer that's 64 calories, my God. But they did, somehow. And this is the thing. Now, what fascinates me is how you notice how it's leaving. Actually, I'll bring this closer so you can see on this side how it's leaving this little like residue here as it diminishes. Untypical. It's not a streak. It's residue. And you can see from the gaps and how they're held up. Now, keep watching. I got this cup at Famous Dave's, and it has Budweiser on the side of it, although I'm not a Bud drinker. And there's our head. How it kind of, just look at how white. Just so you can see. Look at how white this is. That head. I mean, that just looks bizarre to me. There's like it's bubbled down. You can't probably tell this unevenly. There's like parts that are different colors where it's bubbled down more. And somehow in the process of creating a 64-calorie beer, Miller has seemingly altered the head of beer. And I don't know how they did that. Let's set the camera back. It's really remarkable. So, one of the criticisms of Miller, as we'll cover in later reviews, is brand confusion. So you've got Miller Lite, Miller Genuine Draft, Miller High Life, Miller High Life Light, and now Miller Genuine Draft 64. And it's a real question of why did Miller want to attach the Genuine Draft label to this. I mean, did they feel like that would help it? I mean, to me, it would seem to be more logical to simply call it Miller 64. And that way, if people don't like it, they don't associate it with the more important, at the time, MGD label. But for some reason, Miller decided to, instead of calling it Miller. Same thing with Miller High Life. Again, this is so at the same price point as Miller Lite, and it offers what we would call a super light beer alternative to Miller Lite. And in the recent online thing where they gave every state a beer, this was Florida's beer, because evidently they thought our beach bunnies would like light beer. Now, I haven't described the taste yet, and to tell you the truth, there's not much to describe there. I mean, that is a beer lacking in flavor. I mean, and it's kind of sweet. It's kind of got this tart sweetness to it. Let me have another drink here. Yeah, it's a little bitter sweetness that's kind of on top of each other. Whereas when I drank MGD, I describe it as kind of sweet and smooth. this one, something's following on after, along with it. That's not as pleasant. And is a little... somewhat metallic. Let me lower this now, as I've gotten done with it. Somewhat metallic beer here. Just, move that. I don't know. In the process of making a 64-calorie beer, I mean, Miller's priority almost certainly was to make the lowest calorie beer that someone would drink to get to a market that they must have thought existed. And they've succeeded. I mean, while I've been kind of critical here, and this is not a good tasting beer, you can tell I can drink it, and as I drink it, I kind of get used to the taste of metal and the faint bitterness that resides beneath the alcohol. Again, look at how that head does. I've never seen a beer with a head. It's like bubbly, streaky head. It's amazing. And so clearly Miller's top priority wasn't flavor, but I haven't had Miller 50 Select 55. I will try it along with the process of going through these reviews. But I would imagine this is probably better than that, not because, again, I think Miller's generally better than Budweiser. I don't. But because you have to think if Budweiser went down to 55, they went down to 55 just to beat Miller. And that can't have led to a good beer. Just absolutely could not have led to a good beer, tasting beer. And so, as I take my last swig, every beer has its place. And this one is easy to define. This beer's place. This beer's place is if you've got a girlfriend who is watching her figure and you want to drink with her, this is a good beer for her. If you're really dieting and you really want a beer, this is a beer for that because it's very light calorie. You can get a little bit of an alcohol buzz without putting on the pounds. And so I encourage you, if your girlfriend does drink this, that you buy a separate beer. I mean, it's okay, I think, in a relationship for you to drink better beer than your girlfriend. Or if you're dating someone who's watching his beach body, for you to drink a better beer than he does. And we'll be all inclusive. This goes for lesbians and this goes for gay guys as well. Whatever your partner, if they're dieting and they're really serious and you want to drink with them, maybe they'll go for this, and they can share in the social experience of drinking, which is an important part of our social rituals. But I do encourage you, if you're not on a diet, to buy your own beer. I think this is, while again, I think most beer doesn't taste bad. Usually it just doesn't taste like much. This is not one of the best beers you'll ever have. And it can sneak up on you. The other day I was drinking, and again, it's no calories, very low calories at least, and you just put back several because you just are like, I'm drinking water, and so you almost can defeat your own purpose here. And you end up just going 64, 128, 192, I believe. 256, and on and on and on.